Thank you, Ijoma, and welcome to Sports News. The Falconets of Nigeria will face Tanzania in the first round of the qualifiers for the Under-20 FIFA 2018 Women's World Cup. The 2010 and 2014 finalists will host on September the 17th, while the return leg holds 2 weeks later in Dar es Salaam. The 2018 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup is scheduled to hold in France from August the 7th through to the 26th. Meanwhile, referees will be given the power to stop and abandon games if they witness any discrimination from fans in this year's Confederations Cup. The measure is part of FIFA's three-step procedure, which gives officials the power to stop, suspend, and then call off fixtures for over fan behavior. The World Football Governing Body will deploy anti-discrimination observers during the games. In tennis, number 3 seed Thomas Berdych beat Australian Bernard Stomich on 7-6, 6-2 earlier today to book a place in the last 8 of the Stuttgart Open. Berdych will face Feliciano Lopez in the quarterfinals after the Spaniard beat France's Jeremy Chardy 6-3, 3-6, 6-2. The tournament sprung wide open yesterday after number 1 seed and 18-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer crashed out to German Tommy Haas on the second round after receiving a bye for the opener.
Spiel. Erster Satz, fertig. 7-6. Spiel, Satz entdeckt. Fertig. 7-6. 6-2.
And Jerzy Janowicz has beaten Grigor Dimitrov 7-6, 6-3 to advance into the quarterfinals of the Stuttgart Open. Jankovic made the most of the momentary lapses in concentration by Dimitrov, who followed up top seed Roger Federer outside the Wimbledon warm-up event. The Bulgarian has now reached only one quarterfinal since winning his last 2 titles back in February. WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder has been arrested and charged with marijuana possession in his hometown of Alabama. Police said they stopped Wilder for a window tint violation. The officers also got permission to search the car after smelling marijuana and discovered a small amount inside the vehicle. He was charged by police and released on a $1,000 bond. And finally, undefeated boxer Floyd Mayweather and mixed martial arts champion Grigor McGregor have agreed to a crossover fight in the ring on August 26th in Las Vegas. The fight is expected to gross millions of dollars, with Mayweather a solid favorite. Mayweather retired in 2015 with an unblemished 49-victory professional boxing record, while McGregor is a UCF's lightweight champion. The two fighters have gone back and forth for nearly a year regarding potential showdown, with both men previously stating they each wanted $100 million for the fight. And we end on $100 million for sports news tonight. I'm Barang Tony Ranta and Ijoma is back with a wrap.
Thanks a lot, Barang. Now, 7 people have been killed after a gas cylinder exploded in a kindergarten in eastern China. The blast happened near the entrance to the building just as parents were picking up their children. 2 people were said to have been killed at the site, while another 5 died at hospital. 66 people were injured, 9 of them in serious condition. This would be the second time tragedy had struck in a kindergarten in China, the last incident happening last month, in which 11 children died when a bus they were in burst into flames inside a tunnel in the Shandong province. It was later discovered that the driver was responsible for the fire. And the first victim of the Grenfell Tower tragedy has been confirmed as 23-year-old Syrian refugee Mohammed Al-Hajali. A friend of his says he lived on the 14th floor of the 24-story block. He had tried to follow his brother Omar, who is currently being treated in hospital, down the stairs of the burning building, but was besieged by billows of smoke and trapped on the floor for 2 hours while hundreds of firefighters tried to rescue residents as they failed to reach above the 13th floor. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Theresa May has ordered a public inquiry into the incident.
The flames are down, and now anger and questions are mounting as why the fire spread so quickly up the building. The inquiry seeks to provide the answers.
We need to know what happened. We need to have an explanation of this. We owe that to the families, to the people who have lost loved ones, friends, and the homes in which they lived.
Death toll is now 17, but authorities maintain that it will still rise and that a full search of the structure, which will bring an end to the painful wait, could take weeks.
The building itself, the core of it is structurally sound at the moment, so the firefighters have been going in. They can't progress into the rooms in the flats, so we have identified, the reason the number has gone up is we have identified a number of people who are still in the building.
Occupants of the 24-story block of flats, now rendered homeless by the fire, will be needing homes in the long term, but right now, Londoners, regardless of age, race or religion, are standing united in community spirit, providing shelter, food, water, clothing and basically every need for the victims. Local residents say there had been repeated warnings about the safety of the building, which recently underwent an £8.7 million exterior refurbishment, including new external claddings and windows, which many attribute to the scale of the fire.
And our hearts go out to the families. And the main news again, the National Assembly today said it will not act as a rubber stamp for the executive on budget matters. The lawmakers defended the legislative powers of appropriation and lawmaking. Also today, 3 bills on the petroleum industry scaled second reading in the House of Representatives. And tragedy struck today in China after an explosion at a nursery school claimed the lives of 7 children. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Honyato. Good night.